Hello again everybody, and welcome back to Decode Tech. In this video we're going to talk about device drivers. So what is a device driver and why might it matter to me? Well, I'm going to open up Chrome and I'm going to show what window diagrams as a device driver. So you have some kind of device that you want to talk to your computer, whether it be a printer or a microphone or some external hardware device. Well, it needs to have a driver to be able to talk to the operating system. So let's say this was a printer and you want to be able to print a document from the application, whether it be Microsoft Word or whatever word processing program you use. When you ask the program to print, it's going to go to the operating system, and the operating system is going to go to its driver layer, and then it'll go to the specific device it's trying to talk to. And hopefully you get your paper printed out at the end. So what normally happens is a manufacturer makes a product, like let's say the company Brother makes a printer, and then they write a device driver that will allow Windows or other operating systems to talk to their device. So what are some practical applications of this? Well, maybe you got a printer and you plug it into your computer just right, but it still doesn't work. Or maybe you moved the printer to another computer and now it doesn't work anymore. Or maybe it had been working with a computer, but after 3 to 5 years, it all of a sudden stopped working. This is most likely a driver issue. If you for the first time plugged it in, it needs a driver to be able to work. So if it worked for a while, it had a driver, but if it stops working, it probably means that there is now some kind of issue with the driver. So you might need to reinstall the driver or update the driver, or in some cases, even roll back the driver to an older driver. So where do these drivers come from then? Well, when you buy a device, it normally comes with a CD with all the drivers needed for it to work. Here's a picture of the CD that came with my printer. I have a Brother printer, and there's the CD with all the device drivers on. But you might have never installed the device drivers yourself, or can't find the CD when you go to move the printer to another computer. So how do you get the drivers? Well, if you've never installed them, most devices these days, especially with Windows 10 and the internet, will automatically find the device driver it needs online when you plug it in. So oftentimes you won't even need the CD to get it set up. But if you ever need to manually manage these drivers for any reason, you can go down to your search bar and you can type in Device Manager. Now here is all kinds of different devices that I might have with my computer. So we see here I have printers, and I can hit this little down arrow, and here's the driver for my printer. I can right click the mouse and it gives me some options to update the driver, disable the device, or uninstall the device. If I click on Update Driver, it will give me the option to search automatically for the device driver if I'm connected to the internet, or I can browse my computer and look for it on my own hard drive, which leads me to where else you can get device driver software, and that is the manufacturer's website. So I'm going to exit out of here, and I want to show you how you can roll back a device driver if you think you have an up-to-date one that's not working. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on this device driver. I'm going to right click again. This time I'm going to hit Properties. Then I'm going to go under the driver tab, and then you see down here it's grayed out now, but you can roll back drivers sometimes. Alright, so how do you go to the manufacturer's website to get the device driver you might need? Well, I'm going to exit out of everything and zoom back out. You're going to need the make and model of your printer. So what you might be able to do is just type in printers and select printers and scanners, and you might see your printer name here. Mine's a Brother MFC-J985DW. If you can't find it here, you could always go to the printer itself, and it should say right on the printer the make and model number somewhere. So I'm going to Google that make and model, and then after it say device drivers. So I'm going to exit out of here and I'm going to go to Chrome, and I'm just going to type in my make and model and device driver download. Once I'm done, I'm just going to hit enter, and you'll want to go to the manufacturer's site. So make sure, like in my case, it says brother.com, and I'm just going to click on that link. Then you'll want to select the operating system you have. I have Windows 10 64-bit, and you see you can select individual drivers down here, or you can select the full driver and software package up top here, and you can just click on it, and then you can agree to their terms and conditions and download the software you need. Once you got that, you can go back into your device manager, go under your printers, right click, click on Update Driver, browse your computer for driver software, and you can hit browse and find the location on your hard drive where you saved the software to. So that's pretty much the basics of device drivers. And like I said, this affects a lot more than just printers. It can affect your screen if your screen is having problems. Maybe it's blanking out or something. Like on my one laptop, the screen just went like fuzzy for a little bit. And I found out that the newer driver actually had a problem, so I had to roll back the driver. So this can be useful in many situations. So that's going to do it for the video. If you found it useful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below as well. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support the content, you have the means. I have a Patreon link in the description below. And I hope to see you all in the next video.